ground, men. Your armor won't save you!
Nice to see you.
Do you hear it? The silence, from which the word shall emerge. This mark. No. But I don't understand. I was told to wait. An empty shell. Just as it was said. Why are you doing this to me? Why, when I gave you such a wondrous gift? It's hard to hold faith in destiny when staring at the mark of the plague. But I must remain strong. I must remain the hollow shell, perfectly obedient. I am a corpse, anyway. Go now. Let me think. The final act. Soon.
You're doing okay.
Always a pleasure to see you.
Go away. Let me die in peace. The plague's mark. So, it has come for me at last. I always knew it would. I prayed for my family, but never for myself. Perhaps this is why. No, my prayers are said. My heart is prepared. Thank you for bringing me this warning. It's more than most receive. Go now. Death will come when it's ready. There's no need for you to linger and watch.
Spare a coin for the hungry.
You are back. Ignatius. Una. These souls have taken their first steps onto the path that leads to the embrace of the bleeding heart of the plague. Soon they will begin their final act. Give it to me. Seal my fate as well. You shall begin your final march toward your destiny. You will witness what was ordained for you long ago, from the moment you first arrived at the island asylum. I can feel it. You were sick. You carried the plague. It was your destiny. Fate, however, steered your path in another direction. For a time. Yet here you are, the lost child, making its way home. Like Una, I shall find silence. I shall finally catch my breath. I cannot wait for that moment. And so, my final act unfolds. Let us close our eyes together.
I'm sorry, Wanderer, but you cannot rest here. Not yet. I sense my brother's soul within you. The pull of his destiny is stronger than any of our desires. I am, well, his half-sister. A very important distinction at court. To Arthur, though, I was always just sister. The one he liked, not only loved. I stood by his side, listened to him, and spoke my mind when he needed it. And when the visions came, I was the only one who understood they weren't just madness. My poor brother. I couldn't bear to see him suffer. There was little I wouldn't do if it meant I could help him. In a way, I think I did, but even now I'm not sure. I followed the visions, though most of the court thought I'd lost my mind, or that I'd secretly caught the Red Death and it had taken over my senses. Sir Estor was one of the very few who believed me, and the only one brave enough to join me on my pilgrimage to a plague-ridden land. The visions showed me a place of beginnings, bathed in creeping scarlet. So, that's where we went. The bleeding heart of the plague. With every step, the voice grew louder. And when I finally saw it, it felt as though it was beating inside my own chest. Each heartbeat was like a knife twisting, a festering wound that could never heal. That's when I understood. The homelands are lost, and Avalon is truly our only salvation. There was something almost human about it, and yet it was so terribly alien. It was like staring at your own reflection in a distorted mirror. Everything seemed familiar, yet profoundly wrong. I've had centuries to reflect on it, and I think I've almost uncovered the truth. A truth that's both simple and devastating. The heart is a grief made manifest. The sorrow of a mother who lost her child. Undoubtedly, yes. These are three aspects that could not exist without one another. There was a heart, struck by immense grief. That grief gave birth to a force as untamable, as relentless as the plague. I believe that there's no cure for such matters, except time. And time is a luxury only we humans have. I don't know. I thought leading Arthur to Avalon would keep us safe. But then it followed us here, too. I'm not sure there's anything we can do to cure a bleeding heart. For a being that exists outside of time, with only a rudimentary grasp of mortality, there's no such thing as an end. I doubt she wants everyone else to suffer with her. She just doesn't know how to stop. I saw that staying meant death for all of us. Nothing in the homelands could stop the plague. And the voice, it kept calling night and day, promising safety on Avalon's shores. Arthur once told me it sometimes felt familiar to him, though he could never say why. Even then, he wasn't sure if he could trust it. But after I returned with Estor, he didn't hesitate anymore. We sailed for Avalon, and the voice led us straight to its shores. You could say that. One way or another, every prophet becomes a captive to their followers. Some chains are just more visible than others. The Red Priests like to call me theirs. So, theirs I must remain. After we left the homelands, people started listening to me. Not just to my brother. It was terrifying, stepping out of his shadow. But I did my best to guide them. You see, no one becomes a prophet on their own. They're made by the people who need someone to follow. I became what they needed. Sometimes a guiding hand, other times a whip over their heads. Keep going. Take it from someone who has lived far too long. Some decisions are out of your hands. You just have to make the best of what's left. You'll do fine. You're in excellent company after all. And Arthur, I'm sorry I can't stand by your side this time. But know you're always in my heart, brother. This is for both of you. May we all find peace at the end of this path. Please, take care of my brother. Now go. There's nothing more for you here.
My sister. I didn't think I'd ever see her again. She was gone. I've always felt like I failed her. I was her older brother, and it was my responsibility to protect her. And yet, she ended up taking care of me. And she paid dearly for it. I'm still not sure. Kai always stepped into whatever role was needed and made it fit her perfectly. Blind devotion was never something she sought, but if she thought it served a purpose, I know she wouldn't hesitate. I want to see her only as my beloved sister, but that was never all she was. A half-sibling is only halfway to being a bastard, even if acknowledged. Like Morgaine, Kai wasn't well respected at court. But unlike Morgaine, she never met disdain with more disdain. Just pity. The narrow-mindedness of others usually only saddened her. Morgaine was proud, and she wore that pride like spiky armor. She was also stubborn, never able to admit she was wrong. Kai was different. Softer, but not weak. Quietly unyielding, full of unwavering conviction. Sometimes I envied her for that. But most of the time I was simply grateful. I do. I always have. She always stayed calm, no matter what was thrown at her. I don't think I ever saw her hesitate. When she made a decision, she was certain. I miss her presence and her counsel. Maybe things would have turned out differently if she'd been by my side. Why? Are you wondering if I, too, had a torrid affair with a court musician? No. The only bard we had was Taliesin. He was old, smelled of stale wine, and had a beard down to his knees. I'm quite certain all those tales of his beauty came from him alone. The court itself was not my favorite place to be. The intrigues, the manipulations. At times, they almost made me long for the battlefield.
Wake me, and I'll break you. Got some fresh carrots today. You can eat your fill. Got some... Difference? Sure, it's brighter. Safer, maybe. But let's not pretend this fixes everything. The weirdness isn't going anywhere. It's just waiting for its next chance. Those lanterns are a patch, not a cure. The weirdness didn't just take our fields. It took our neighbours, our friends. You cannae fix that with lanterns. Don't think I'm not grateful. I am. But it's hard to celebrate when you know it won't last. These lanterns may keep the crops safe, but they won't bring back what we've lost. And don't expect me to start singing the Red Church's praises. Ha! I'd sooner thank the chickens for laying eggs than thank a red priest for anything. Ha! You really did! Camelot didn't give you any trouble. Huh. Maybe there was something to all those tales about Norm after all. He always seemed so polite. Helped my Reese figure out the best way to grow wheat outside the repellers. It just goes to show you never really know your neighbours, eh? Well, here's the payment I promised, and some freshly picked veggies too. Until next time.